With the surprise announcement of the Meta Quest 3, the future is looking bright for VR. However, after letting the Meta Quest gaming show sink in, it left me a bit worried. Content is king with respect to gaming. Just take a look at the console gaming world. This clearly shows by just looking at the sales numbers. The most powerful console is the Xbox Series X, but you don't see this pay off in more sales. Why? Well, content is king. There are franchises and IP on the PlayStation side that cannot be matched by Xbox, and is one of the reasons why Microsoft is acquiring Activision Blizzard. So why am I getting a bit worried about VR? Well, I was at Comic-Con last month and a lot of people were either dressing up as anime figures or as famous IP in the gaming space. However, there was not a single person that I could trace back to our VR IP. Well, actually only one, because there were a couple of assassins walking around. So this is one of the things that gets me a bit worried, because there's no IP that has an impact on our culture of nerds yet. When watching the trailers of the gaming show, there were only 1 or 2 games that really got my attention. Those games were Assassin's Creed and Asgard's Wrath. And well, Asgard's Wrath. And what concerns me can actually be described by just looking at this footage. The new one doesn't really look better, right? The reason being that Asgard's Wrath is launching as a standalone exclusive, while the first one was actually on PC VR. You viewer probably never played the original one because it actually was on PC VR. So in a sense, it's actually good for the VR industry that this is launching on standalone platform, because it will reach a lot more people than it will be reaching on the PC VR platform. However, the concern that I'm addressing here is the fact that it does not reach the mainstream gaming community. They need to compete with those IPs that I mentioned before. This is the comparison that the mainstream gaming audience is making today and the standards that they actually require. The reality though is that standalone games are the ones that actually sell more than PC VR, but are not able to compete with flat gaming consoles, and it will always be a few steps behind. This is why a flagship PC VR title combined with AAA IP would be able to reach the mainstream gaming audience. And that title could have a watered down standalone version. Maybe even compel them to try out standalone VR, just like how I started my journey in VR with the Oculus Quest 2. With these current developments, PC VR is looking to be in a very bad place. If you're worried about the future of PC VR, you got to watch this video next.